Whoa. I shouldn't even be surprised. The sun's up. I've kind of made this a little bit of a habit. No more of these 3 a.m. lifts. But even though it's daytime, still going to go hard. Today's going to be back day. Yesterday I did shoulders. People are getting a little bit curious. They keep asking, like, since I hit rear delts on shoulder day yesterday, is that going to affect me for back today? I don't know. Valid point. When you do back, you work your rear delts a little. But it definitely wouldn't hurt to do just back and rear delts, and then have chest day just be chest and side delts. But when I do shoulders, I want to do them all at once, and I can't tell the difference when I'm doing the back day after rear delts. So probably going to start with some variety of rows. Let's get some pull downs going. Grab some pullovers, but really nothing complicated. I mean, back especially, as long as you do a good mix of rows and pull downs, you're gonna pump it up, right? So no need to overcomplicate it, right? Just make sure you go hard. So it's nothing else to talk about. Let's just fucking get started. So I don't know if back really even requires that much of a warm-up. Like, I kind of fucked around with the cables for a few minutes, just like doing rows, pullovers, drop the cable down to like hip level, did some sort of trap activations. But, other than that, it's not like chest where your shoulder's going to be tight or something. At least it is for me. So I'll throw 4 plates around, or like 2, then see how 6 feels, and then just do a set or 2 of 7. That felt heavier today. I like barbell rows and stuff like that, but when you do them, they're going to be a bit more taxing energy-wise, just because you've got to support the weight with your whole posterior chain, right? Like if I were to start off with, bent over rows 315, sure, I'd work my back a ton, but I'd also lose a considerable amount of energy because, the action of holding that weight while bent over, my lower back's gonna get a ton of work, my glutes are gonna get worked, my hamstrings. So I think doing chest supported rows like this machine, it's definitely gonna be beneficial for just focusing on the back. But, for general strength, they're both good, they're both gonna work. So I'll drop the weight down to 6 plates. Let's do another set of this. Those rows were good, reasonably controlled, right? But with pull downs, I'd say you pretty much have two methods of execution, right? You can go pretty light. I'll just do it for the sake of explaining. Like, you can go reasonably light such that you can really squeeze it deep, right? But I mean, at least for me, when I do the whole stack, or when I go really heavy, I can't get like this deep. I can't even really get close to touching my chest, right? The whole point of that is just going from, up here, like that range of motion, but with as much weight as possible. And I mean, at the end of it, I still feel a crazy amount of fatigue in my lats. So I say it works. Because if you do, like if you're trying to just lift with perfect form, like you're watching yourself in the mirror, you're making sure you don't swing it at all, you're not training hard, right? You're not gonna have the intensity that you could have by trying to throw around as much weight as you can. At least for, do an even mix of both, if you can kind of catch my drift. Upon reviewing that last set, one might be in the right if they were to describe it as pretty dirty. Fucking swinging the weight around, throwing it. But I tell you what, fucking fatigued the fuck out of my lats, right? I could get a really good squeeze even down here, right above the Christmas tree, if you know that much bodybuilding lingo. So this one will go a little bit lighter, focus more on controlling the weight, but still try to go just as hard. Yeah. I'll change it up a little. Instead of doing more lat pull downs, like some single arm pull downs. It's just a different kind of squeeze. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so at this point, back is already pretty pumped. So I could really do whatever I want, like row, pull down, pull over. But I think I'll like the feeling of another set of pull downs. And then based on this set, I'll decide what I want to do for the last two. Let's do a wide grip on this one. Oh. Whoop. Okay, so last set, really just gonna try to, pump the fucker the entire back. So I'll do some alternating single arm pullovers. Where I'll go probably 5 reps on the right, 5 on the left, back and forth a few times. And then do some light cable rows. You know, it'll feel a little bit heavy after I'm pre-exhausted, but relatively light, really just try to squeeze. And then should be totally pumped. I don't really need grips, it's not that heavy. Okay. Does it look pumped? Let's find out. All right. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh man. Oh. Man, even just fucking flexing kind of takes the breath out of you. But I mean, same as normal, fucking reasonably basic lift. Most important thing, win heavy, win hard. And now guess what? I got a freaking astronomically enlarged muscle bellies of a pump. So, we can do a little calves and then we can get in the car. All right, so it was actually a reasonably quick back day. That's probably done with back in about, after the initial warm-up, probably like an hour. And then I spent a little while doing calves and chit-chatting. So let's just slam a dextrose shake before I have to think about it too much. Oh, Jesus. Ah! Oh, crap. Ah. It would seem I did not shake it up enough. Oh. That's got to be up there with some of the most disgusting things. You know, when you get a clump in your shake that you're not ready for. Ugh. Disgraceful. But back, you know, threw around a ton of weight in the beginning. Pumped the fuck out of it at the end. A lot of contractions, you know, a lot of squeezing movements with the pull downs, the pullovers. Those rows at the end, you know, to make those effective, it's not like all I'm focusing on is moving the weight back and forth, right? I'm really trying to, like when I was doing those, I was really trying to stretch my back in the bottom and then not pull with my hands or not pull with my biceps, just try to squeeze my back and move the weight. So the more you lift, the easier it'll be for you to do that. I know it's kind of hard for some people to feel, you know, some people feel lat pull downs in their forearms and their biceps a lot.
there's not necessarily like a perfect trick. Like there's little mental cues you can imagine, like trying to pull with your elbow, you know. But for the most part, you're just gonna have to figure that out through experience. Wow, this guy is a fucking. He does not want to turn, huh? Um. Ah, I got some homework to do when I get back. It's the due at midnight type, and then I've got some exams tomorrow. Not ideal. Not ideal for muscle growth one bit, but you know, whatever. So, in terms of cramming, like let's say you got a lot of studying whatever work to do. That's important. It's pretty important. But if you can allocate, hour and a half in your day to, going to the gym, and you don't go in and bullshit, you just get straight to the weights. You still get a pretty good lift in, even if you're busy. You know, uh, one thing that'll kind of make it a little bit more challenging to go to the gym, if you've got like a legitimate sort of full-time schedule, like student, you got a straight up job. It's not necessarily going to be too easy to go to the gym if you come home, wind down, and then try to go later at night. Like let's say you get home at like 5, you hang out, you eat until like 7. You're getting all comfortable. Do you really want to go hit the gym at 8? I mean, if you really want to get big, then of course you're going to do it. But whenever I'm like in the summer times, I've been working this full-time street painting job for the city. I love it. But when I'm done with that, like that shift is like 6 to 2. I don't go home and then like chill out, hang out, whatever, and then go to the gym later at night. I'd rather just pack my gym bag and then right after work, just go straight to the gym. It's almost like you're kind of building up momentum, right? If you're going out, or at least for me in this particular instance, like when I'm up, working whatever, like I'm up. But if I were to go home and like take a nap or something, it's almost gonna like drain my energy, right? I don't know if you can imagine what I'm trying to say, but staying home and just sort of like getting too comfortable, time's gonna pass, and then you're gonna look at the clock. It's gonna be like 8:30 or 9, and if you've got shit to do early in the morning, it's not gonna be so easy to hit the gym. So that's where sort of trying to align your schedule with your goals is going to be important, right? It's going to be way easier for you to hit the gym consistently if you allocate a specific amount of time to it with reasonable I don't want to say consistency again, but yeah, consistency, right? If you've got a legitimate routine that you can follow, it's going to be so much easier to keep that up. But if you're not necessarily as strong-willed as some others, then if you wait too long, or if you sort of put the gym off in your day-to-day schedule, I can definitely see how it's going to be pretty difficult for you to say, oh shit, it's 10 o'clock already? All right, we're skipping. I'll stay home, turn it into a rest day. Not good, not ideal. So, basic gist, try to build up a workout routine in your schedule, at least as a beginner, because that'll make it a lot easier to stick to it day in, day out. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this car talk. I've got to think about all the shit I have to do when I get home. But I'm gonna eat some more food, take all my vitamins, try to get as much sleep as possible, and then tomorrow is gonna be arm day. Should be a pretty gruesome pump, same as always. And cardio in the morning. I'm doing it. Are you? Who knows? But I will see you next time.